Hello everyone, and welcome to Biscuit Porn TV, where today we're diving into one of the most debated assets in the entire crypto space, XRP. Now, depending on who you ask, it's either a sleeping giant or an outdated dinosaur. So the real question is XRP actually a good investment in 2025 and beyond? Let's break it down objectively, strategically, and without the usual hype. But before we talk money, we need to talk fundamentals. XRP isn't trying to be Bitcoin, and it's not trying to be Ethereum. Its mission is simple: move money across borders, fast and cheap. Think of it as the potential plumbing for global payments, where a transaction settles in 3 to 5 seconds and costs a fraction of a penny. And it can also be a big win for banks who like the efficiency and institutions who like its speed. The question is, do they need it? Well, we'll get to that soon. But first this. In 2020, the US SEC sued Ripple, claiming XRP was an unregistered security. This lawsuit froze adoption, scared investors, and basically put the project on ice. Fast forward to 2023, where a court ruled that XRP is not a security when sold on public exchanges. This was a huge win. Liquidity returned and major exchanges relisted. But the case isn't completely over yet, and the final penalties and long-term regulatory clarity are still an issue. But by March 2025, Ripple had reached a settlement with the SEC, agreeing to pay a reduced fine of $50 million, thus resolving the long legal battle. But here's the bottom line. The lawsuit slowed momentum, but it didn't kill the fundamentals. Ripple still managed to make partnerships with banks and payment providers worldwide. However, here's something you might not know. Not all partners use XRP. Some use Ripple's software without touching the token. So, the utility case is promising, but not guaranteed. However, XRP can replace slow, expensive SWIFT transfers, and it works 24/7. It's also energy efficient, and settlement is nearly instantaneous. Potential weaknesses: banks may not adopt a cryptocurrency for settlement. Competing tech is emerging. Regulation could influence adoption dramatically. In saying that, XRP serves as a bridge asset in Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform, enabling cross-currency settlements without tying up funds in foreign bank accounts. Meaning, XRP has real use cases, but adoption is not universal. So, let's talk numbers, because tokenomics matter. The total supply is 100 billion XRP, with a circulating supply of 54 billion, and also Ripple holds a large portion in escrow. Now, although inflation is predictable and transparent, XRP is still a double-edged sword. On one side, you don't get surprise dilution, but on the other, the supply is massive, so moonshot price predictions are ignoring basic math. To hit $10, XRP needs a multi-trillion-dollar use case, which isn't impossible, but not guaranteed either. Along with this, XRP has a deflationary characteristic because some tokens are burned with each transaction. So, where does all of this leave you on this subject? Are you bullish or bearish on XRP? Let me know in the comments section. While we're on the subject, here's some help for you to decide. Let's consider the bull case versus bear case, where both scenarios are realistic, and that's why XRP is so polarizing. Bull case: banks adopt XRP for global liquidity, so regulatory clarity boosts institutional confidence, and if Ripple wins its remaining legal battles, the CBDCs will indirectly push the XRP infrastructure. Bear case: banks tend to stick with the safer legacy systems, and some of Ripple's partners are avoiding the use of the token, as well as the legal challenges continuing, while competition from global stablecoins grows. And here's the honest assessment: XRP is not a meme coin. And it's certainly not vaporware. It's a real project with real utility, but with real uncertainties that may come with that. However, XRP can be a good investment if you believe crypto will be part of global finance moving forward, and if you think the banks will adopt the blockchain infrastructure, have a long-term horizon, and can tolerate regulatory risk. XRP is not a good investment if you want fast gains, prefer decentralized projects, dislike legal uncertainty, and want guaranteed adoption. So, either way, it's a calculated bet, not a guaranteed win. However, there have been some recent developments and catalysts, one of which has been the launch of the Canary XRP ETF, which has created a new avenue for investment, making it easier for mainstream investors to gain exposure to XRP. Another being Ripple's acquisition of Hidden Road, now Ripple Prime, which is designed to integrate post-trade clearing onto the XRP ledger, showcasing its efficiency and scalability. Ripple is also exploring the possibility of introducing native XRP staking to enhance the token's utility and align incentives among validators and token holders. So, as financial networks move towards unified standards like ISO 20022, XRP is positioned to benefit from increased demand for cross-border settlement. Has any of this made it clearer for you? Is XRP a good investment? I guess it depends on your risk appetite and your conviction in its real-world use case. Anyway, that's it for today, and thank you for joining me. Why not drop a comment with your take on it? Bullish, bearish, have your own thoughts, or are you just watching from the sidelines? If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that bell for notifications so you never miss any of our content, and I'll catch you in the next video.